Alright, well, how to start this video. I wasn't gonna make a video like this, and nor did I ever think I was gonna make a video like this, but unfortunately, I am. So, my experience for the Kcon 2018 yesterday, for Sundays in particular, that was the only day I went to. I'm just referring to the pit in general, just the concert part. It was a literal mess. But let me just start with the pros first, leading up to the concert. So, the convention was great. They had, food trucks, they had lots of stuff going around the whole convention. They had, the Kcon stage, they would bring up a bunch of the K-pop stars to, just be there and just, have like a little interview. So they did a lot of fan service. Kcon did the most that they could. And then, what else? They had a lot of engagement stuff. They had a lot of panels. So, it was just fun overall, like the convention in general. Even though I didn't really partake in it, but I could just feel that a lot of fans were really, really, excited and mellow. But then, when 7 o'clock hit, it was starting to become, all right, so you know what? Let me just talk about something particular. So, Kcon created this new type of system, like, for the pit, because that's where I was sitting at, the general admission. I was sitting in the pit. And this pink sticker right here, I didn't take this off yet because I just got home mad late yesterday, so I just fell asleep. I was dumb tired, and I just woke up just now, and the first thing I decided to do was make this video. But anyways, this number right here, this number indicates what number you are lining up for the general admission for the pit. Now, take that in mind. All right, so for you to even get this number, you would have to go as early as possible to the convention. So me and my sisters got up at 5 in the morning to try to get there at 8 when they're open, when they start lining people up to get their numbers and stuff. And once you get your number, you can leave and, just go about your day and enjoy the convention and stuff. But, all right, so everybody got their numbers. And even though we only got there 30 minutes late, we were number 559. So, that just goes to show you how many people were dedicated to going early. But, I understand. It's K-pop and everybody is excited. So it's one of those you first come, first serve type of thing. So this is their type of way of trying to make things fair. All right, so take that into account. Number 559, my sisters were 557, 558. So, all right, so when the convention came to be, when we started lining up for the pit around 6 o'clock, everybody was starting to get in their spots. It's like everybody was waiting in the pit area, and everybody was waiting like in their assigned reserved spots, you may say. So the first 100 people were in the front, 200, 300, 400, and then me and my sisters joined 500. So, and the cool part was just that everybody was asking each other, "Oh, what number are you?" And they would tell you, "Oh, I'm number 623." And then the fans were kind enough and nice enough to redirect you and put you in these random numbers. But yeah, that was pretty nice and that was pretty kind. But once we started going through security check, I've noticed that wasn't really that like strong of a system or reliable, because the moment you went through security check, it's not like this no longer had a consistency of following the strictness of the rules. So we went out to the pit, and at first, when we first got there, I wasn't under the impression, and I have a few pictures to indicate where I was in the pit. It didn't look bad. I was on like 5 or 6 rows behind the people. I could see the stage, but I'm 5'9". And my sisters, one of my sisters 5'4", my other sister's 5'6". So, they're not necessarily short in general, but, for the most part, the view was good. And then the people in the front weren't as tall, but there were a few people that were very tall. Like some girls, dude, were like 6 foot. Like, I've never seen so many tall people. It's like when you go to a concert, it's like when you see all these tall people show up and everything or whatever. But yeah. All right, so the concert starts, and the MC comes out, and then, everybody's excited. They start the pre-show. Everything was pretty good for the most part for the first 30 minutes. Then Golden Child came out for the first performance. So for the lineup for Sunday, it was Golden Child, From Is 9, EXID, NCT 127, and 101. So, and not in that, like, it wasn't that sense and order, but, special stages, they will have certain things, like special acts, and I'll get to that in just a second. So, Golden Child comes out, everything is smooth in the pit. My sister has a little bit of a hard time seeing because, some people were like moving, like, you know, because, you know, they're trying to get a good view of the members and stuff, but everybody wasn't being too crazy yet. Then the MCs for, I think it was 101's MCs came out, and I started noticing like a shift in the pit. Like everybody started, this is where the pushing and the mixing began. Like, but it wasn't that bad yet. It wasn't nothing too crazy, but I've noticed that I'm like, oh man, this is gonna get crazy. It's about to go down. Once 101 or NCT comes out, it's gonna get crazy. So then, you know, out comes From It's Not to perform, and still, everybody in the pit is like chilling, respectfully, I guess. You know, since they're rookie groups, there's not as passion. No, they had their fans, but they're not as like passionate or irrationally as to where the other groups I'm about to get to were. And then after, I believe, From It's Not came out, I'm not sure about the order, they had a special stage where LE, the rapper of EXID, came out, and, you know, everybody started getting very, very hyped up, like the crowd in the pit, and people were just jumping. But then the special act that came afterwards, everything went down the drain. This is where I feel like people just lost their shit. It was crazy. So Taehyung, Mark, and Jaehyun of NCT 127 took the stage, and it was a mess. It was insane, dude. It was crazy. So the moment Taehyung took the stage, everybody and their moms, from behind me, the side of me, the front of me, everybody started trying, like, pushing each other aggressively, like super mega hard, not giving a crap who they stepped on, not giving a crap who they pushed, just to get a glimpse of Taehyung. Mind you, I think I was under the impression that everybody generally had a good view, because during the From It's Not and the Golden Child performances, nobody really said, hey, I can't see. You know, there wasn't that type of communication happening in the pit. But the moment that NCT got, you know, when NCT took the stage, or those three members in particular, everyone went dog shit. Everybody was starting to push each other. So that was like the beginning of what I'm about to say, like of like the frustration that we've experienced. So they had their cool 3-member song that they performed. I don't even remember the song. That was the first time of me hearing that trio rap with Jaehyun singing in the back. And it was electric, like the fans erupted, like it was super mega loud in there. I like that energy and all. And then EXID came out to perform right after that special stage, if I'm correct. And still, even after the whole Taehyung, you know, the whole NCT thing just happened, EXID, it was still smooth, you know. Like the pit, I mean. Everybody was still not going ape shit. But what I've started to notice is that there were some fans trying to cut each other. They were sneakily doing it, like they were just like go like this, like around each other, or try to go in front of each other. And I'm like, you know, like I feel like this is really, really, really gonna get bad in just a bit. And around the EXID part, like my sister, who's 5'4", she began to really have a hard time seeing like the convention. She started to just, you know, even when she would tippy toe, all she'll see is the heads of all these people. And now at that part, a lot of people were beginning to cut each other, and it was just becoming this whole mess of like trying to find a good view. Mind you, though, we're all in a pit. We're not even that far from the stage. We're only like what, 10, 15 feet, and it's just, how is it that you're struggling to trying to find a good view and stuff like that? And like that shouldn't be your worries. You know, when you go to a concert, I understand people get excited, and I understand people, you know, will get passionate when they're performing, when their favorite idols come on stage. But it's like, I don't know, people tend to become very selfish, I don't know, when it comes to certain things. So like I said, though, going back to what I was saying about EXID, it was still that crazy. Once EXID was done performing, out came NCT 127, and from there, for the rest of the show, for that exact hour that was remaining, and my sister is a huge NCT 127 fan. Both of them are, actually. That's who they really wanted to see, and 101 off. Like, they liked the other artists too, but they wanted to really, really, really see NCT 127. Like, that was the main event for them, you know, in particular. I've never seen such inconsiderate bullshit that I witnessed yesterday. It was just ridiculous. I never in my mind would have ever thought. So I've never encountered a fan site until Saturday when I was in the live stage I mean, in a live interview talking the Kcon stage. I think the people that have tend to know what I'm talking about. It's like in the Kcon stage outside in the convention, they would bring the artists there. But this particular fan site that was there at that particular time, he was extremely nice. But you know, fan sites like, you know, the big gigantic, the fan sites. What I mean by fan sites, those huge like humongous cameras. They shoot like 30 pictures per second, and they try to get the best quality picture ever of their idol and whatever. You've seen them on Instagram. You see them everywhere. Like, that's how they get to promote the idols better. That's how they look better. And then sometimes they take it with filters, sometimes they don't. You know, it's like a business. It has become like quite of a business. But yeah, the guy that was next to me, he was pretty respectful, but I was still a little bit uncomfortable because I'm like, yo, this big ass camera is next to to the left of my ear, and all I hear is. And at one point, he even hit me in the head by accident because, you know, a lot of people were excited. And at the time, we were watching Super Junior in the Kcon stage. And that, you know, and that's when people started going crazy. But then, all right, so that fan site in particular was nice, but still, I don't know, I'm not really a big fan of it. But the fan sites at the concert, at the pit, oh my God. How do I even start, man? I've never seen such inconsiderate little... Let me not control myself from cursing, man, because I've held myself back so many times. I don't know if you could tell, but I'm getting frustrated and angry just talking about this shit, because just reliving through that bull crap, it's really aggravating me. Just remembering all that crap that happened in the pit. In the Kcon book, it clearly states that big ass cameras like that, fan sites in particular, like those humongous cameras are banned, but I guess they found like a lucrative way of getting away with it. Like, they were cryptic with it. They just found, like, you know, I guess they put a camera separately, the lenses separately, and it didn't look huge or nothing, so then they would try to sneak it in during the concert. So those fan sites in particular that were there yesterday at Sunday's Kcon, they were the most disrespectful. I don't even want to call them fans, because fans don't do that. These people were just there for a money grab and to just leave. They were just trying to do their job, and they would do it no matter what, like no matter what it takes. So they began to push. It was like 4 girls, and they began to push the living crap out of everybody. Everybody, doesn't matter who you were, girl, guy. My sisters were pushed. I was pushed, and it was crazy because when you will push them, they will push you right back, like. Because, you know, you're trying to be like, yo, don't come me. Because, you know, the whole lucrative system of this lining up thing, 559, the whole sense of it is that we're all supposed to be in this particular order. But the fan sites that were there obviously didn't care about that. So they were just trying to get the best angle possible. So they were trying to cut through everyone. And I've heard a lot of people, even before the concert started, that they were not going to let anyone cut them. I guess they were getting the impression that these guys were already here. But then, dude, these girls took out these enormous cameras, these gigantic cameras, and they just started shooting, you know, pictures like 30 pictures per minute or seconds, whatever. And they were humongous, and they were just blocking everybody. And some of these girls were already like freaking 5'10". So then when they took out that huge camera, I'm 5'9". I couldn't see. Now imagine my sisters, who were just a little bit shorter than me, like, they just couldn't see crap. And this was just the beginning of the NCT concert. So that's just the fan site frustration that I have for the fan sites. Now, the fans that were there were also inconsiderate, because people were low-key trying to cut each other the whole entire time. The moment NCT started freaking taking the stage, they were just like trying to sneak it up like that, like trying to get like next to you, like they were just like they would play it off, like they were dancing and shit, and then they would just slowly cut off, and then all of a sudden you start noticing this person's head is getting in front of you, and you start questioning, weren't you like 2 rows behind me just like, I don't know, 1 minute ago? Like, what the hell? Like, now you just want to disrespectfully come in. Like, if you were to just simply ask, hey, I can't see, can you move out of the way? I'll consider it, you know, I'll move. I'll create like a window for you to see or something. But no, motherfuckers want to be extremely rude. They want to just cut you, not giving a crap that we all paid the same price for the pit, maybe some more than others. And it's just like Like, people just really just took off during NCT. And it's not NCT's fault, you know. Everybody gets excited for NCT. I'm an NCT fan. I love them. They were one of the freaking acts I wanted to see the most. I saw them last year's Kcon 2017. They were phenomenal. I wanted to see them again. I even advertised it hard as hell, because to Kcon 2017, the pit was great. Like, nobody that I know of, for me, in my experience, nobody really went through anything. I didn't see no fan sites. I didn't see no pushing that I noticed. It was like very smoothly. So I don't know what the hell happened this year. I don't know what type of fans took off to these type of events nowadays. But I don't really know if I should really call them fans, because I know a lot of fans have a lot of respect, and there's a lot of kind people that I met at the Kcon yesterday, and my sisters have met. She met like 2-3 people that were really nice to her. So I don't really want to call them fans per se, the people that were doing this. I just want to call them a little inconsiderate little bitches, little bastards, and they were just being selfish, and they're all up in their, you know, not giving a crap just to see their oppa. You know, doesn't matter who gets screwed or whatever. So these dude, I just don't understand how these people just freaking, they just don't care. Like I understand it's like a dog eat world type of thing. It felt like that. Like, and by this I mean, like, for example, one of the fans took out a camera and it had a big ass giant cardboard. I'm not even joking. I'll post a picture like around this time frame right here so you can know what I'm talking about. Her freaking iPhone was just centered right here in the left. And I'm not going to show her face. It was just like the back of her head, so, you know, her privacy and everything is safe. And she just had this enormous, gigantic cardboard, and they blocked me entirely. I didn't see NCT almost at all. Like, I will see, like, some of the members. So I was sitting, like, I was, like, in front of, like, I was, like, in the very center of the stage. And I would just see some of the members on the side. But with Taeyoung or Johnny or Jaehyun, when they would just take the middle, forget about it, man. Like, you're not seeing crap. And there were just people cutting you. There were just these gigantic. It's not like everybody that was cutting was tall. I'm not like targeting tall people, but everyone just started just freaking taking off to the front, and nobody was starting to care. And then I started noticing that some fans were getting frustrated, and they were just moving to the back. And then some of them were just accepting it, and they were like, "Crap, we're not gonna see." I saw some fans just looking up to the screen and stuff, like great, I can't see it. And man, I noticed that one of my sisters during the NCT performance, you know, she got very emotional and she began to cry because of frustration, understandably so. And I felt, and once I noticed that, I felt like this very empty and very disgusted feeling with the fans that were there. And mind you, these were not just 14-year-olds or 15-year-olds. These were grown-ass adults. These people were definitely 25 and up. Some of these dudes have facial hair. Some of these women look too grown as hell to be doing what they did yesterday. It's like how old are you? And it's not about a maturity thing. It's more of like a respect thing. Like, why are you so inconsiderate? Why are you so disrespectful? Especially to, like, everyone's here for the same thing, you know? And the reason why I'm bringing this up is because the K-pop community preaches a lot of this love and all this stuff. And I know it's not everybody that does this, but there's some hypocritical fans that will talk about, oh, let's all love each other. Like BTS says it in their campaign. You know, love yourself, love everyone around you, you know, respect everyone, respect your elders. But then it's like when you do stuff like that, it just takes away exactly what they're trying to fight for. It makes some of these K-pop fans look very stupid and very rational. And it's just very, very frustrating to see, for the matter of the fact that this type of thing was happening yesterday too. It was my little sister's freaking first K-pop concert, and she couldn't even see her favorite act, like NCT. She couldn't even see them. Like, she couldn't see them at all. Like, you know how they were performing 5 songs. They performed Limitless, freaking, you know, Touch. They performed Cherry Bomb, 0 Mile. They performed all these songs, and I think I saw a glimpse of like each song. I was struggling to see, fam. I was struggling to see, and I was one of the taller people in the pit. And then they couldn't see shit, dude. And then even if you were to ask people, I'm pretty sure I wasn't under the impression, even if you were to ask people, they still wouldn't move, cause, you know, it's like oh, I guess in some of these fans' mentality, it's like, oh, I'm here to see them, you snooze, you lose, you know, like, I'm here in the front, and that's a big ass problem. And the reason why I'm gonna bring this back up, why I mentioned this early in my video, since I'm number 559. you know, I'm pretty sure some of the fans that skipped us, they were probably in the 700s and the 800s, and then somehow number 800 is in the front of me, or number 735 is in the front. So it just goes to show you that this is pretty flawed, and I think this is something they just started doing recently. I'm not quite sure. I haven't really researched, but since I went to last year's Kcon, I didn't get like a number system on this, so I'm pretty sure this is something they're starting to introduce now, and they were trying to see how it will work out in the pit, and it just obviously didn't work out. I'm pretty sure there were people number 1,000 like in the front or some shit. Like these people they were cutting. They didn't care who they cut. They were just outright disrespectful. And these are grown ass adults. Like at the end of the day, we're all K-pop fans. We all want to see them. We're all excited. It's okay to be excited, but there's a level of respect that you need to have. Like you should be considerate. If the K-pop community is all about preaching respect and all this stuff, why is it that stuff like this still happens? And I know I'm just particularly talking about in the pit, because I feel like in the pit is when you really get to see the real selfish side of some of these people. You know, in other type of concerts, that stuff happens all the time. And the reason why I'm not holding them accountable is because, you know, like, I don't know, at a rock concert, it's not preached for them to be respectful. It's the culture, you know, oh, we're all just jamming and shit, and they're all, you know, mosh pitting. That you expect that. So for somebody, if somebody were to comment, oh, you know how the pit is, why did you even put yourself in the pit in the first place? First of all, I didn't even experience not even once an ounce of disrespect last year in the pit. So for the fact for this to happen this year doesn't mean like it's just a consistent problem. I've never went through it, and the fact that this happened during my sister's first Kcon and at the pit, like that's just crazy, man. And then, oh, quick side note. My sister was lining up to meet 101 at 320 for a high touch, and there was these fans it just goes to show you the extreme that some of these people go to try to meet their idols. It just made me a little bit sad. It's like, I'm gonna make a video separately one day, you know, pertaining to the high touch, but there were these two fans trying to buy the high touches for like $800, $900. I'm serious, like I swear to you. These girls went up to my sister. I was personally there, and they were like, yo, I will give you $700 just to meet 101. And then what that really just showed me is that, you know, you really like them and you're really passionate. Sure, that's who you like, but I guess that selfish, like that extremeness has to be like calm down, chill down for a little bit, because high touches are just like, what, 10 seconds? Like, they're a cool experience overall. Like, you get to see the artists and stuff like that. And it's the reason why it's so short is because they need to meet, you know, all the fans that pay for the high touch. But you really pay $900, more than your ticket, more than the hotel that you're staying at, just to see somebody for 5-10 seconds. Like, anyways, I'll make a video about that some other day. Going back to the concert though. So we didn't get to see NCT at all, and that was a very disappointment. And at that point, honestly, I just wanted to go home, because I just didn't even feel like watching the show. You know, seeing my sister's reaction to everything that was going on was just very saddening, and it was very, 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 like, I was angry. And so these fan sites and fans were pushing us, we were pushing back. It was just it was a very fucked up experience. Like, what can I say? Like, that's not something you're supposed to experience. Pushing and stuff is gonna happen. You know, stuff happens. But to the point where you're blatantly disrespecting people, like, are you kidding me? Like, how old are you? You should be taught. Do you not get taught respect at home? Or it's like, what, you go to the concert like, oh, I'm seeing them, I don't give a crap who gets in the front, I don't care, you snooze, you lose. But then, since Kcon is introducing this lucrative system, it's not like that, bro. It's not like that anymore. So you should take that into consideration. It's not about who gets there first. It's about who got there first and who gets to see them first. And if you can't see, you simply just ask, yo, fam, I can't see. Could you just like move a little bit? Oh, good looks, thank you. And you keep it moving. That's it. It shouldn't have to be this whole wrestling, Royal Rumble type of thing that's happening in the crowd and stuff. And this is a very lengthy video. I don't know if YouTube will let me upload it, but if I had to separate it in parts, I will. But I'm making sure I'm covering every single detail, or at least most of the stuff that I can remember in the video. So we didn't see the whole NCT. And then Me and my sisters and Karina, we just give up our spot. We just go to the back of the pit, and we're like, I'm noticing all these fans are sitting down. They're probably tired from standing, but I also see that now the security guards are taking care of the fan side. So I applaud Kcon for that. But the only reason why I'm a little bit upset at that is that it took so long for the fan side to actually get caught or whatever. Like, how is it that nobody saw these enormous, gigantic cameras? And it wasn't just one. It was numerous people that brought these enormous cameras to the concert. So that goes to show that, you know, there's an inconsistency there, man. What else can I say? Like, if this was done right in the beginning of the NCT concert, maybe my sister's experience, maybe I would have not even made this video. You know, you feel me? Maybe I would have never even gone or felt this way to have gone this far to come to this conclusion. But I'm pretty sure this is not the first time this has happened. It definitely will not be the last. But I just don't want to be in that freaking situation ever again if I'm in it. And my sisters are very motivated to even go to a different K-pop concert in general, because that just, you know, left a very salty, very bad impression of the whole thing in general. And it just shows a bad side of the fans. And I don't blame them at all. I just don't. Everybody's just trying to enjoy a show, just a performance, we're just trying to all get lit. And then we don't, you know, your worries are not supposed to be, oh, who's gonna come in the front? Oh, who's coming with this big ass camera in the pit? You're not supposed to be worrying about none of that shit. That's not something you go into the pit and think like, oh, I need to be prepared to push this guy or cut into this guy. Like, what type of selfish shit is that? Like, who goes to a concert is saying that? Like, everybody's just there for the performance, for the idol. So we go back, and crazily, 101 takes the stage. 101 was phenomenal, by the way. But at this point, you know, we were very distraught. We were also very tired because we've only slept 3 to 4 hours in the past 2 to 3 days because of Kcon and, you know, trying to get there early and stuff like that. And then we were very exhausted at this point. We were just physically tired and we just wanted to go home. But we didn't leave during the 101 performances. We were just like watching that far, and we just noticed that we actually had a better view in the back. And the reason why that saddens me is because people try to get as close as much as to the stage, you know, for the freaking experience, for some type of fan service, because, you know, the pit particularly receives a lot of love from the K-pop stars in general, most of the time, from what I've noticed. And then we just noticed how, like, better of a view it was. And the reason why it saddens me is because, you know, we did this so late, and we saw everyone. We saw all 11 members crystal clear, and we were like, wow, we should have just been in the back the whole time. And the fact that angers me also at the same time is because you're not supposed to be doing this guessing game of should I be in the front or in the back, because people should be more considerate. You shouldn't have to even think of that thought, like, maybe I should go to the back to see them better. No, everybody paid $155 for their ticket, maybe even more, because of scalpers. Another video I'll make some other day. Scalpers ruin a lot of shit. And for you to come with this crap and just pushing everybody back so your inconsiderate bitch ass can just see Oppa for 3 seconds, it's just crazy, you know? So we were in the back and we saw the whole 101, man. Like, we saw everybody. We saw Ong, we saw Kang Daniel, we saw them perform Light, we saw them perform Energetic, we saw every single song crystal clear. And then, you know, it was just crazy because, you know, from when they started with EXID all the way to lead up to the end, that was like a whole hour and 30 minutes of pure frustration that we've endured, just trying to get a good view of the concert. And then the fact that a lot of people were just moving back, it just shows you that it's like a form of giving up. So for you to get a better view, you just had to step back just to see them better, because some people are just that selfish to see them. So you just had to be like, all right, I'm out. Like, that's not stuff that should happen, you know? Like, I want K-pop fans, me in particular, I'm gonna do this also to hold some of these fans, you know, accountable to their stuff. I don't like giving some of these people a slap in the wrist, and then this consistently keeps happening, and everybody just sticks it under the rug because, you know, people are like, oh, it's just one bad experience. Like, no, this shouldn't be happening, period. What if you're a new casual fan and you started watching K-pop, then this happens to you? You're not a fan anymore. You're like, oh, never mind, these fans are crazy. I don't even want to freaking see this shit anymore. All these fans are just too up their asses when it comes to these guys. So I'll just listen to it on my headphones or something like that. You're like nobody should be having that type of thought. The whole point of K-pop and Kcon is for everyone to enjoy it as much as possible, as realistically as possible. And what happened yesterday wasn't exactly what went down. So yeah, man. Then, you know, after the 1-on-1 performances, we left. You know, we left home very sad, very angry, and we were, you know, ranting it to our parents, and they understood the frustration, and it was just, you know, we were just saying that this is what happened, and it sucks because, you know, now my sisters are gonna remember these concerts. They're going to remember these things for a very long time, and then, I don't know, what if they don't want to be a K-pop fan anymore because of this type of experience, you know. And live, too, like live, seeing who you want to see live is such a powerful thing and cool thing to see, but for that to ruin your experience, too, it's like, it sucks, you know. It truly does. But yeah, man, well, this was my rant. That's what I gotta say. I'll put some of the pictures of some of the things that I mentioned earlier before, and I really hope that some of you could just give this a chance and open up your ears for once in a while. That not everything that happens at K-pop is so squeaky clean and beautiful. That certain things do go down. Sometimes some things are just messed up, and I feel like some of these things are just never addressed because people are motivated and not everybody will listen. So I don't know, maybe this one you may get a traffic of nothing of views. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if this only gets 100 views or whatever. It's just whoever listens, I hope this just spreads a message of positivity. It creates like this wave of trying to really enforce the type of rule Kcon try to pass, but it obviously failed, not because of the Kcon people, but because of the freaking inconsiderate fans. Like, Kcon did his best. They even created this system because of this type of problem. The fact that a company had to really bring up a system like, oh, let's make this system where we're lining everybody up, and whoever gets there first, they come first. Like, why should they have to do that? And it just goes to show you that at the end of the day, you know, there's a lot of inconsiderate people, and it's not everybody, like I said, it's not everyone, but there's a lot of bad apples, and those bad apples need to be addressed. And if I'm the one that has to do it, then I'll clearly do it. And if people don't like that, then that's fine. I'll just take it, you know, I'll take it. And you just do whatever you want with what I said, or you could agree with me, you could disagree. It's not really a disagreement type of issue for this video because I'm just talking about experiences. You might differ if you were in the pit, but this is what I experienced in the pit, in particular, me and my sisters. So yeah, if you guys agree or disagree with me, comment if you had a similar experience, or share with your friends if you want to really show them how, like, what goes down in the pit sometimes. But I'm just talking about the pit, like in general, just the pit. And or if you experience this also somewhere else, like online waiting for to meet somebody at a high touch or just at a convention, it could just be any place, anytime. You could just comment down any bad experience you happen, and I'll be gladly to respond to every single one of you. I'll gladly talk to anybody that will hit me up. And yeah, all right, guys. Well, this has been quite the frustration, man. This just happened freshly yesterday, a few hours ago. I'm not over it. Probably won't be. So tired that I couldn't even remove this stuff, and then just looking at this just reminds me of that. Like, that sucks, you know. Hopefully this doesn't happen ever again, man. Well, when I go, I mean, because I know it will, but I just don't want to be part of that anymore. I just want to reduce the chances of that happening, you know. But yeah, forget to like, comment, and subscribe, share with your friends, guys. Hey, it's getting Jose out. Take care.